emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is Last Call, the final order report from Green Brain Comics.
Howdy Brainiacs, it's time for Last Call, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics, and your last chance to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer here at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, April 8th, and what you'll want to pre-order by this Sunday, March 15th at midnight. The Final Order Report and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing one to pay to order, pay securely, and make sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to spotlight items from this week's Last Call for confirmed orders, but before I do, I just want to thank our pals over at Klezmageddon for use of their fine music for our theme show that's been blessing this magical show for these last many episodes. Thanks, Klezmageddon. All right, now let's go into Comichub. Behind the orange banner is anything that you may have in store currently waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have us ship out to you. Behind the green banner are all the menus we will be looking at today. Let's click through there. You see at the top you could search all items. Below that you can look at preview pages. In search arriving soon you could look at everything incoming for next week's new comics, and you can reserve off of that list. Below that is the Last Call menu. That's the one we will be looking at today. But before I go into that, let me show you real quick. Below that is you can search any crossover events. You can look for manga and collected editions. These are all quick shortcuts for you to get straight to the books that you are looking to pre-order, and we'll get them for you. Let's click through on the Last Call menu, and you'll see you can scroll top to bottom here. You've got all thumbnails. You've got ordering options right here. You can look at these items. You can even message us directly from these items. Above that, you have red buttons for alphanumeric filters. You can go straight to specific titles you want. And you've also got drop downs for publishers and format. I'll be using just comics today because that's our focus on the Last Call program. Yeah, so now that we're in there, let's move straight ahead to our first segment. Let's move ahead to that segment. Nope, we'll do this. Our segment is Last Call for Small Press Comics. And this week's it's brought to you by our pals over at the Senate Theater, the home of the Detroit Theater Organ Society. This evening, that's right, March 13th at 8 p.m., they will be showing Detroit Rock City in honor of 313 Day. It's the rock and roll film screening and party. They got all kind of cool Kiss-related things going on, and they're going to be showing this fantastic movie set in our beautiful city of Detroit. All right, let's move straight on over into the small press. First thing in small press this week is a new printing of Ordained #1, the best-selling comic from Bad Idea that's already optioned and is moving directly into development. This first issue is getting a fourth printing on this 3-issue miniseries from Rob Venditti and Trevor Harrison. It is scheduled to drop on April 15th. We've also got a second printing for #2, also dropping the same day. And Bad Idea is also releasing a brand new mini-series. This one's kind of exciting. It's a 4-issue mini-series called Hab. Eisner-nominated writer Joshua Dysart combines his powers with world-renowned comic artist David Lapham, comic book legend Bill Sienkiewicz, and Eisner-nominated comic artist Jacob Phillips, along with award-winning colorists Bill Crabtree and Matt Hollingsworth, to present a groundbreaking horror tour de force. Mercurial billionaire Tuttle Barrows prepared for everything, even the end of the world. Years ago, he wielded his immense power and fortune to build a massive sealed habitat atop a once protected ancient freshwater glacier cave. Now, as the world outside unravels, Barrows, his family, and a hand-picked inner circle retreat to their final sanctuary, a place built to outlast civilization itself. But something was already there, beneath layers of ice. In the ancient freshwater vault, a long dormant danger lurks. While hallucinations twist their reality and violence spreads like a fever, they must descend deeper or risk their last refuge becoming a tomb. From Joshua Dysart, Bill Sienkiewicz, David Lapham, and Jacob Phillips. From Bad Idea, with a cover from Charlie Adlard on A. Got a B cover from Sarah Sumere. Pretty cool. Split open skull. Intestines, eyeballs. Chopping my head off. We got an E.M. Carroll. Pretty disgusting looking cover. Beautifully disgusting. Thank you, E.M. Carroll. That's all for Hab number 1. And also new from Bad Idea, probably better off next to the other ordained items on FOC this week, is a little prequel called Ordained Number 0, The Machine. This is an all-new bone-crushing special with art by Trevor Harrison and covers from Jorge Fornes. Trevor Harrison on B. Carrie Nord on C. All for Ordained number 1, also available on April 15th from Bad Idea. Over at Ignition Press, get a new issue of No Place, number 5. Cool cover, interior artist Stefano Simeone. And a new issue of Beauty. This is a special one-off, The Beauty of the Beauty, with art by the phenomenal Anand R.K. We got an A cover from Nisha Singh. And we get a second issue for the brand new series that just debuted this last week from Jim McCann and Joe Eisma. It's The Other Half. Ooh, that's a big rock. Moving on over to Mad Cave, we got a new issue of Defenders of the Earth, A Dark Destiny, number 4 of 4, capping off this miniseries from Dan DiDio, Alex Sanchez, with a cover by Marco Santucci. Dick Tracy continues with a new arc and a new jump-on point from Alex Segura, Michael Morrissey, and Geraldo Borges, who did the A cover. Is Ted Okay? The big hit that sold out before it hit the shelf from Dave Chisholm is coming back to a second print. 32 pages, $5.99, April 8th. Ooh, and Flash Gordon in his solo book gets a number 0. This is a new era of Flash from Dan Abnett, Manuel Garcia, and Joe Quinones. Let's see, Flash Gordon has always been a maverick on the football field and in the stars, but when he's offered a job training the next generation of explorers, he'll end up fighting for Top Gun. A quick trip around Neptune's moons with Flash's cadets turns into a deadly alien hunt, and one of the new recruits thinks they can save the day without the dusty instructor. Dan Abnett, Manuel Garcia, Joe Quinones cover. We got a B cover from Miguel Mercado, April 8th. Mad Cave also has a brand new series debuting on April 8th. This called Pretty Hate Machine. Cool cover. It's kind of venomy. Thomas is in so much pain, as if high school wasn't hard enough. When his father is killed in a freak accident and his mother begins to take refuge in the company of his uncle, Thomas is visited by a ghoulish kid named Luther with knives for hands and rows of teeth like an ancient shark, who tells Thomas his father was murdered and that anything his mother and uncle tell him is a lie. From Ryan Onan, Tim Seeley, and interior artist Paolo Armatano. Pretty Hate Machine has covers from Todar Hristoff on A, Michael Gatiss on B, and a C cover from Rod Rice, available on April 8th from Mad Cave. It's Pretty Hate Machine number 1. Disavowed continues with number 5, April 22nd. And House of Lothar closes out number 3 of 3 on April 22nd. Invaders Comics presents Space Minotaur. He's back, and he's a space hero. If you thought he died in the labyrinth, you were wrong. Invader Comics presents 2 tales from the life of the Minotaur. The first takes Space Minotaur to the planet Panoptos, where he investigates a planetary disturbance. The second, a tale from his days as a suit actor on the 1970s tokusatsu show Prepare for the Might of the Minotaur, from writer Keith Foster and interior artist Rory Smith, who did the A cover. This is a one-shot that also has a B cover from Rory Smith, available on April 29th from Invader Comics. All right, let's see. This is from Sumerian Comics, their Midnight Factory imprint. Murder Hobo gets a new ongoing series from creators Joseph Schmalke and Ryan G. Brown. In the lands of high adventure, brave heroes seeking fame and fortune wage glorious battle against the malevolent forces threatening their realm. But this is not their story. No, this is a tale about a different type of hero, the dreaded Murder Hobo. Selfish mercenaries who thrive on anarchy. These agents of chaos foil even the best laid plans. Follow their exploits in this new ongoing series from writer Joseph Schmalke and series artist Ryan G. Brown, who did this A cover, available on April 22nd. You can special order this B cover, also from Ryan G. Brown. And if you're interested, we actually have an original graphic novel coming in this next Wednesday. Telling the first story of Murder Hobo. Yeah, April 22nd. Antarctic Press starts a all-new series. Antarctic Press is proud to present the return of Fred Perry's longest-running miniseries, Legacy, April 29th. Oni Press delivers the penultimate issue of Rick and Morty, The End, with this cool cover by Troy Little. Let's see, let's move on over to the debut series from Oni Press. It's Estuary, a ghost story. Out of the bloodstained past of old California, a different kind of devil is rising with the tide. From rising stars Tim Daniel and David D.B. Andre comes a chilling tale of secrets buried deep beneath the surf of the idyllic California coast. Atop a rocky cliff overlooking the Pacific Ocean sits the mission at Arbus Point, a 400-year-old Spanish mission made infamous as one of California's oldest and most haunted historical sites. But beneath its crumbling tourist trap facade, a reclusive nun has spent decades within the mission's walls. honing her prayers and practice in pursuit of a secret long buried beneath the majesty of the chapel. From Tim Daniel, DB Andrew, featuring art from Man House, who did the A cover. This will be available on April 8th. If you're interested in any of these special order covers, please place that order before Sunday at midnight. You got this B cover from Vanessa Del Rey. Gut Ghost, pretty cool. Tim Daniel, this is a very nice cover. Very nice. All available on April 8th from Oni Press. We got a new issue of Mega Man X number 3, April 22nd. And closing out the small press today, we have Nectar, the latest sold out before it hit the shelf series from Vault Press. Nectar number 1 gets a second printing with writer Jeremy Robinson, artist Anna Paolo Martello, Francesco Francini. That is also available in a not safe for work black bag Suspiria variant. If you're interested in this, please get your orders in before midnight Sunday. And the series continues on that same day with issue number 2. That wraps up our focus on the small press. Next up, we're going to move over to Last Call for mid-size press with Image Comics. And this is presented to you this week by Brain Candy number 76. That all happens this coming Monday, March 16th at 7 p.m. inside Green Brain Comics. It is a monthly showcase. Curated talent from around the Detroit area will be featured in a program Free for Thee, presented for no charge inside Green Brain Comics, featuring poetry from Kat Batsios, prose from both Ryan Becker and Ben Yost, and music from Drew Pineda, including visual art by Anna Johnson. It all happens Monday, March 16th at 7 p.m. inside Green Brain Comics, hosted by former Brain Candier Sarah Pazur. Now it's on to the mid-size press. We'll kick it off with a few things from Dark Horse Comics, including Lands Unknown, The Skinless Man. Number 1 just came out last week. It was pretty cool. I love the art and the writing skills from Ben Stenbeck. This is a tale from Lands Unknown from the Curious Objects imprint over at Dark Horse Comics. Hellboy and the BPRD continues the Tales of Hell, The Crown number 2, featuring interior art and this cover by Warwick Johnson Cadwell. Ooh, and a B cover from Bruno Selig. That's pretty cool. Also from Dark Horse, the second issue of Usagi Yojimbo Kaito 84. With a cover by Jared Cullum, who does interior art, written by Zach Rosenberg. And we get the debut of a new Frankenstein miniseries from the world of Hellboy. It's The New World, The Speed of Darkness. Called by Liz Sherman in Visions to save the world. Frankenstein and Lilia begin using Vril energy to try and find her. But the Earth is being corrupted by a parasitic and powerful evil, and their time to stop it is running out. The third miniseries of Frankenstein New World features the return of creative team Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, Thomas Snagowski, Peter Bergting, and many more, taking readers to a future as dangerous as it is enchanting from the world of Hellboy. April 22nd. Oh yeah, I could start using that thingy. Dynamite Entertainment continues their crossover with Archie and Army of Darkness. This is the B cover from Archie artist Bill Galvan. Good laughs. Dynamite also brings you Space Ghost number 10 with this cover C from Michael Cho. Yeah. He gets Space Ghost, this Mr. Cho. And debuting on... what's that date? April 8th. Yeah. It's Thundercats crossing over with Silverhawks. Civilizations collide in the crossover event of the Millennium. When Panthro originally set out on his mission to launch a new satellite high above the third Earth, he never imagined that he would wind up changing the destiny of 2 entire galaxies. But as soon as he boarded the mysterious deserted space station and began digging into its workings, that destiny was set in motion, and now the day of reckoning is at hand. Alerted to an anomaly at a long-dormant base in a quarantine sector, the Copper Kid, Quicksilver, and Chromium, the Silverhawks' newest member, defy Stargazer's orders and set out on their own to investigate. And calamity ensues from writer-artist Declan Shalvey. Thundercats X Silverhawks has a Declan Shalvey cover on A and drops on April 8th. We got various covers. We got a Lucio Perillo cover on B. Eric Canet, who's getting a lot of work lately. If you dug his work on Absolute Batman over the last 2 issues, might want to special order this one. Ben Oliver, cool cover. And an animation art variant by somebody. Nope, just animation art. It's Thundercats Silverhawks from Dynamite Entertainment. All right, on April 22nd at IDW, we get a new issue of TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures Continues. And a second issue of The Rocketeer, The Island, featuring a script from Rocketeer creator Dave Stevens, along with an A cover from Jacob Edgar, who does interiors, and a classic Dave Stevens piece of art for the variant cover. And debuting from IDW's Dark imprint, it's the next miniseries and new jump on point for Event Horizon. This is called Inferno. Aliens meets Dante's Inferno. Space Marines clash with demons aboard the Event Horizon in this follow-up to the biggest horror comic of 2025. In 2040, the starship Event Horizon disappeared. 7 years later, it returned possessed by a demonic entity. After murdering its rescue crew, it was blown in half, with the front of the ship left yearning for its heart, a gravity drive designed for interdimensional travel. 200 years later, a billionaire brings its own private starfleet to the wreckage around Neptune, and horror ensues. From Christian Ward, who wrote the previous miniseries, he is joined by superstar sci-fi artist Rob Carey to tell another story spun out of the cult classic film. We get an A cover from writer Christian Ward, a B cover from Rob Carey, a Winkle cover, somebody Winkle, Eamon Winkle. It's Event Horizon Inferno, April 22nd. Moving on over to Image Comics, debuting on April 8th. Nope. Debuting on April 8th, it's the next new issue of Blood and Thunder, with a cover by interior artists E.J. Sue and Miss Sassy K. It also has an I Hate Fairyland team-up variant. This is the first of many that you'll be seeing over the next few weeks on FOC. Due on April 8th, This B cover, E cover is by Interior Team EJ Su Misasike. Die Loaded continues with number 6 on April 8th, along with an I Hate Fairyland team-up variant by David Lafuente. Uh-oh. Dork, number 1, gets a 4th printing with a new cover from Brett Bean, and a 3rd issue, also with a new cover from Brett Bean. I have been very surprised at the popularity of this series and am a little suspicious, so I'm not over ordering this bad boy. If you want it, make sure you do special order it along with these swell covers from Mirka Andolfo and an I Hate Fairyland team-up variant by Brett Bean himself. Remember, don't miss out on this one. It sold out before it hit the shelf this week. Dork number 3. Free Planet number 11. This series continues from Aubrey Sitterson, Jed Doherty. Jed Doherty cover. And on April 8th, we get a new G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. This is 327, Larry Hama, Andrew Cranky. King Spawn 54, April 8th. And Seasons number 10 from Rick Remender, Paul Azaceta. Spawn 374, April 8th. And it also gets an I Hate Fairyland team up. This by Rob Duenas, who does the little Killer Spawn cartoony thing. That's cool. Transformers kicks off a brand new story arc, The Secret of Megatron Revealed. Megatron has a vision that will change the course of his life, and no one in the Energon universe is safe. Oh, we got a couple covers, David Nakayama and Daniel Warren Johnson, April 8th. I think this wraps up Image Comics and our special focus on mid-size publishers. It's G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Silent Missions, focusing on Crimson Guard. This is a one-shot presented in unforgettable silence. The face of comic books changed forever back in the old-timey days with G.I. Joe number 21. Now you get a new one-shot featuring this bad guy by acclaimed creator Gabriel Hardiman. Got an A cover by interior artist and writer Gabriel Hardiman. And a B cover by Jorge Fornes. April 8th. And that does it for Image Comics this week on Last Call. I gotta get my script straight. Let's see. Next up, we gotta focus on Marvel Comics. The Marvel Comics list is pretty short this week, so pay attention close. It's gonna go quick. And this one's, of course, sponsored by Free Comic Book Day at Green Brain Comics. What is this, like the 24th? 25 years ago was the very first Free Comic Book Day, and we've celebrated every year. And this year will be no different. We're celebrating on May 2nd. You could be a part of the fun. Get in the car. All right, Marvel Comics. Got a new issue of Godzilla Infinity Roar. This is a B cover by Dave Raposa with the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. I'll look at it. Dave Raposa brings in that classic painterly look. Ooh, and we get a Batra appearance. Imperial Guardians continues with this Sean Isaacs cover. And Inglorious X-Force drops on April 15th with this cover by R.B. Silva. Ooh, and we also get one of the new theme variants. This is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. variant. Notice the thingy? That's from Gurhiru. Magic and Colossus number 3 drops on April 15th with this David Nakayama cover. Uh-oh. We get a third issue for Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. This is the Marcus Toe homage variant. Classic Jack Kirby cover. Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant continues with number 3. This is one of the variant covers by Ben Oliver. Very striking cover. Very nice. Death Spiral Part 8 happens in Venom 257 with this A cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli. And the recent debut of X-Men United proved that people are still interested in reading the X-Men. That's awesome. Very big success. Quick sellout. I'm looking forward to this second issue from Eve L. Ewing, interior artist Tiago Palma, and Stefano Caselli on the A cover. Ooh, and an artist variant from Mahmoud Asrar. Very nice. David Nakayama color block white variant. And interior artist Tiago Palma for the Gray Matter Lane variant. And finally, and quickly from Marvel Comics, is Ultimate Wolverine 16. There it is. Year 2 of the Ultimate Universe nears its end in the final issue of Ultimate Wolverine. Wolverine and Phoenix trek Magic right into the demonic dimension of Limbo for an epic, devastating showdown. To escape Illyana's realm of dark magic, a final sacrifice must be made, one that will lead directly into the Ultimate Endgame number 5. From writer Chris Condon, interior artist Alessandro Capuccio, who did this A cover, available on April 15th. You could special order any of these variant covers. This one by Francesco Mana. And this one, this is the Ultimate Finale variant by Marcos Martin. Ultimate Wolverine, available on April 15th. All right, that does it for Marvel Comics this week. Now let's move right on over into Last Call for DC Comics, which is presented to you this week by Drink and Draw. It's our bi-monthly event hosted at Downey Brewing Company and co-hosted by our pals at Blick Art Materials. Pencils, markers, paper, and more provided. Doesn't matter whether you are an accomplished artist just beginning or just wanting to hang out with your pals at Green Brain Comics. Come on by Downey Brewing Company on April 10th. All right, from DC Comics this week on FOC, the red light arrives in Absolute Green Lantern number 13, April 8th. Oops, I meant April 8th. Also on April 8th are new printings of Absolute Superman number 15 with this original cover by Rafa Sandoval, and a foil variant of the beautiful Juan Ferreira cover that everybody's after. Number 16 also gets a second printing with a new cover by Gerald Perel. And we also get a second printing of Absolute Wonder Woman number 16, covered by Hayden Sherman, Guillaume March on foil. And this Mark Brooks cover. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. Mark Brooks is the man. Look at those cool skulls. April 8th. All right, moving on to new stuff. We got a new issue of Bleeding Hearts number 3. It's cool. The guys came back out for number 2 after a quick sellout of number 1. We're looking forward to this very popular series continuing with number 3 on April 8th. Emperor Aquaman number 16, April 8th. Ooh, look, cover dialogue that is nice and self-aware. Green Lantern Corps continues their brand new story with this B cover by Jorge Fornes that you can barely see. Ooh, that's cool. I really like the first part of the Green Lantern story that just delivered this last week. Good news story from Morgan Hampton. Issue 9 of Nice House by the Sea. Alvaro Martinez Bueno cover. We get a cardstock variant for Sirens Love Hurts. This by Tula Lote. So nice. Supergirl number 12 returns and continues the reign of the Superboys. Cool cover, Sophie Campbell. Ooh, look, we get a Nick Dragotta cover. Nick Dragotta? Action Comics 1097, continuing the reign of the Superboys. Stories there. Mark Waid, Skylar Patridge, Ryan Sook cover. And we get a couple of cool facsimiles. This is Action Comics 454, when the Man of Steel eats his way out of trouble. It's goofy fun. From cover artist Bob Oxner and interior art by Kurt Swan. And we get a new printing, a facsimile printing of Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, with a cover by Neil Adams. How cool. Superman's being such a jerk. Aquaman, Jimmy Olsen, both dying of thirst. But, you know, it's the survival of the fittest. And on FOC this week, debuting from DC Comics and headlining our list of beautiful things on Last Call this week, it is the new series in the next level launch, Fury, the Fury of Firestorm. The Nuclear Man goes next level with Jeff Lemire and Rafael De La Torre. The community of Bedford, Colorado is a sleepy small town. The people say hello to their neighbors, attend town hall meetings, and root for the local high school football team on Friday nights. But this idyllic small town is thrown upside down when the Nuclear Man arrives and starts experimenting. Firestorm has turned buildings to sand and people to glass with no remorse and no warning. But what exactly provoked Ronnie Raymond to commit this heinous act? And can anyone contain the fury that is Firestorm? Brought to you by the incredible team of Jeff Lemire and Rafael De La Torre comes the next epic in the next level line, featuring covers by interior artist Rafael De La Torre on A B cover from Riley Rossmo, Jorge Corona in the next level cardstock variant, and Chris Burnham with this cool variant that also has a foil version for $6.99. It is the Fury of Firestorm, available on April 8th from DC Next Level, all in Fury of Firestorm. And that does it for DC Comics on FOC this week. I'd like to thank you for watching Last Call. And remember, all these comics are in Last Call this weekend. You've got until Sunday at midnight, March 15th, Sunday at midnight, March 15th, to lock in your pre-orders for these and many, many more. Make sure to send and confirm those items in your Comic Hub cart before the deadline. Thanks for tuning into the Final Order Report. Before we wrap up, a quick update. Due to our very busy upcoming spring schedule, Last Call will be unfortunately going on hiatus. Last Call will be, one more time, Last Call will be on hiatus until after Free Comic Book Day. In the meantime, make sure to catch us live Tuesdays on BRAINSCAN and keep an eye out for some short subjects and content on key upcoming releases on FOC. Kind of bummed about this decision, but the schedule's a wreck right now. I gotta get it back on track. We got so much cool stuff coming up. Don't want to give you a half-baked performance on any of these events that we got on the schedule. So this one had to go for now. There's still going to be a last call. You could still check out Comichub and make sure you get those orders in by Sunday at midnight. All right. Yeah, don't forget, check out BRAINSCAN. All right, we are no. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links you need for our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are right below in the description. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Thanks for watching, folks. And remember to feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is Last Call, the final order report from Green Brain Comics.